Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a tutorial where I am shopping my stash and bringing back some oldies but goodies. To start everything off, I'm using this e.l.f. Smudge Pot in the shade Cruisin' Chic and applying that with the brush that comes with the Naked 2 palette all over the lid and my inner corner. This video style was actually suggested by one of you guys. Thank you, Kathleen. She was the first request that I use the Naked 2 palette in a Shop My Stash style tutorial, so here it is. Please feel free to leave your requests in the comments below, but for now, this is a Naked 2 look, and I'm starting this look off with the shade Booty Call, once again using the same brush that comes with the Naked 2 palette and applying that to my inner corner. Moving on to my favorite shade in this palette, it's YDK, and once again I'm just flipping that brush over and using it to pat all along the moving part of my lid. Next, I'm flipping that brush over and going into the matte taupe called Tease in this palette, and I'm brushing that throughout my crease to use as my transition shade. Then I reached for e.l.f.'s Crease Brush and dipped that in the shade Snakebite to blend it throughout the crease as well, but really focusing it on the outer corner to start adding some more depth there. And still sticking with that crease brush, I'm going into the shade Busted and really focusing that on the outer third of my lid, blending it slightly up into the crease. Then going back to the flat side of the original brush that I started this whole tutorial with, I'm using the narrow tapered tip in the shade Blackout, which is just a basic matte black, and I'm using that to line my upper lash line, and then I slowly start taking it up into my outer corner and crease. Then I go back in and make sure everything's blended with that same e.l.f. crease brush. Next, I'm lining my waterline with a matte black pencil. This is from the brand Etude House. It's their Play 101 liner in the shade 1. And then I'm following that up with a mascara. This is the one I have used so frequently in my more recent tutorials. It's from Physicians Formula, and it's their Instant Lash Extensions. Just the mascara though, I'm not using the extensions themselves. I'm following that up with IT Cosmetics Build a Brow. Mine is in the shade Universal Taupe, and I am using their angled brow brush to fill in my brows and comb them out. Sometimes I feel like I can get away with not filling in my brows if it's a more daytime eye look, but because this one was so dramatic, I really wanted to make sure that my eyes were framed nicely, and this is my favorite pomade to do it with. Then to make sure those edges were nice and defined, I went in with Billion Dollar Brows Brow Duo Pencil. I used the highlighter to fill both above and below my brow, and then I used their flat brush, you can see I'm holding right there, to blend that out and make sure the edges are nice and crisp. I thought this look needed some next level lashes, so I took them there with Social Eyes Glamorous Lashes and their Lash Glue, my current favorite lash combo at the moment, and moved on to foundation. This is Rimmel's Stay Matte. Mine is in the shade True Ivory, and you can see I've done some work on this tube. It used to be an all-time favorite and still is when I want something that is truly matte, but I've since moved on to trying other drugstore foundations. But when I knew I was going to do a Shop My Stash tutorial, this is the first foundation I knew I had to use. Next, I'm going into M Cosmetics Concealer Palette. I'm using the shade in the upper left to brighten my under eye area and conceal any discoloration. And I'm using the opposite side of that IT Cosmetics brush that I was using to blend out my foundation. Then I use that same brush and go into the largest pan in that palette to cover any blemishes I have around the rest of my face. Moving on to another oldie but goodie, this is NYC's Smooth Skin Bronzer in Sunny, and I'm applying that to the hollows of my cheeks, my temples, and beneath my jawline using Becca's The One Perfecting brush. Then, using one of the narrow ends of that same brush, I'm going into City Colors Be Matte Blush in the shade Blackberry, and I'm applying that to the apples of my cheeks and blending back towards my temples along the tops of my cheekbones. And on to some highlight. This is Artist Couture's Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Yass, and I'm applying that to, once again, the tops of my cheekbones and my Cupid's bow. And to do that, I'm using e.l.f.'s small tapered brush. And to finish off this look, I'm reaching for another long lost love. This is NYX's Butter Gloss in the shade Eclair, and I'm just applying that all over my lips. That's everything you need to create this super smoked out glam look using the Naked 2 palette. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to leave your suggestions or requests in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!